think the thing that makes the Data Privacy Board different than other industry groups or different privacy organizations, there's a couple of different things. There's the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that there's no vendors and there's no consultants in here. So people can speak really freely about both vendors they're using, consultants they've tried, maybe that worked and didn't. But also, money is such an issue for this group in so many ways, like making sure they have budget to accomplish what they need to do. Most people have been tasked with far more than they can achieve with the budgets they've been given. And so to be able to come in and get clear guidance from others who've been there before really saves them a lot. But on top of that, there's nobody selling on the back end either, right? So they come and share whatever struggle they're having. They just get good advice. They don't get somebody being like, oh, well, I have this package for you and it's only going to cost, X amount of dollars. So I think that's always something that's a big differentiator here. The other thing I would say that I've heard time and again from members is that the scale of the companies we have in this group makes such a huge difference. I mean, we have, you have to have at least, 4,000 employees in your purview. You have to have $1 billion a year in revenue. And at so many of these conferences, the conversations might be really excellent, but they might focus on startups or companies of 200 people. And for privacy conversations, scale matters so much. It's just not the same. So in this group, you're having those conversations only with the world's biggest companies and nobody else. So one of my favorite memories in supporting our Data Privacy Board members is just how quickly we can respond to stuff that comes up. Privacy is such a gray area for a lot of people. So we've had conversations about, there's a regulatory deadline that's approaching and this language doesn't make any sense to me. Can you pull together a quick conversation so I can just check and see what everyone else is doing? Or even better, sometimes people are saying, I have this long-term strategy and it's a huge cost. I just want to gut check that with someone. Can I get a call together in a month or two where we can just talk through all of my options and make sure that what I'm planning is a good idea if we're going to spend all this money on it. Things like that have been my very favorite interactions for sure. I think the thing that surprises most of our new members is the fact of just the amount of resources they have access to. We often laugh about, the language we'll hear is like, wow, this is such a resource multiplier. Like, I thought I was getting, an occasional conversation or an ability to benchmark, and all of those things are true. But then they'll say, oh, wow, I can also connect to just this network of people immediately. And the thing I always want people to leave with is I know their schedules are just so packed. So most of the services they get come through somebody like me, a person helping them access all of those things. They don't have to do all that work themselves. They can come to me and say, I need you to find me this person. I need to find this type of resource. Can you do it for me? And of course, we're happy to, because that's our jobs.